It's Friday, so it's the Q&A. If you have a question for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send me questions. Let's get started with this one. Paul Marcalonis asks, if we call the greatness that is the Breakfast Club by its name, in that mindset, should we call the clique the Brat Pack? No, because if you call it the Brat Pack, Paul, then you would have to add Bret Hart into the clique, because Bret Hart was just as big as a brat as the clique were. Sorry, man, you can't call them the Brat Pack. I've heard people call them the Brat Pack, but it's like Bret Hart was just as big as a brat as Shawn Michaels, so you would have to add him to the fucking group. And Bret Hart wasn't friends with the clique members, so no, dude. And also, why would you want to change such a cool name like the clique to the Brat Pack? I mean, really, that's kind of a lame name compared to the clique, so let's just keep it as a clique, my man. The Chase Allen asks, what are your thoughts and opinions on Chris Benoit, and what was your reaction on what he did back in 07? Chris Benoit can burn in hell. I don't care what anyone says. He can burn in fucking hell. I don't like Chris Benoit anymore. It's hard watching him wrestle, dude. It really is hard watching any type of Benoit match nowadays. And, you know, when I do these classic reviews, you know, there's going to be Benoit matches on there, of course. And it's really hard just to praise some of the matches because I just want to say, fuck this match. Murdering piece of shit is in it. I don't want to talk about it. It's the truth because he was one of my favorites, dude. My reaction, I was crushed. Because he was a guy that was one of my dark horse dudes in the Attitude Era. Like Eddie Guerrero, D'Lo Brown, and Chris Benoit. Those are my dark horse dudes in the Attitude Era. Those were dudes that I wanted to see succeed in some way, shape, or form. Whether it was like in the main event scene or the mid-card scene. And I can't watch the main event of WrestleMania 20 without just feeling so depressed. You know, before I would cry tears of joy that I was seeing two of my favorites hug each other, winning the world titles. Now I cry tears of sadness because one of them is a fucking murdering piece of shit. Burn in hell, Chris Benoit. That's my opinion on Chris Benoit. It's never going to change. I'm sorry. You know, it's funny, too. There's some wrestling fans out there who are also football fans. And I see some of these wrestling fans say, I can't support Adrian Peterson or Ray Rice for what they did. But these are the same wrestling fans that try to tell people that we should support Chris Benoit and love Chris Benoit as a professional wrestler. Like, get the fuck out of here. Seriously, saying you can't support Adrian Peterson and Ray Rice for what they did, but yet you're supporting someone who did what Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson did combined times 10? Like, seriously, get the fuck out of here. It's so stupid. Johnny Russo asks, what year are you in college and what is your major? Third year in college, and my major is broadcast journalism, so that's pretty much doing the news via radio or TV. So, like, covering news, sports, politics, and stuff like that via the radio or TV. So, that's my major, my man. Largest 85 asks, have you ever collected all horseshoes and oysters in GTA San Andreas? Nope. It's really, really hard, and it gets repetitive trying to drive to all those locations, listening to the same songs over and over again. So, no, I haven't, but one day I will. World Herald asks, World Herald, question. What if Scott Steiner was in a Burger King commercial? Asked by World Herald. If Scott Steiner was in a Burger King commercial, it better be for their diet menu because he would never be in a Burger King commercial, World Herald, because he does not support fast food, because fast food is the reason why we have fat asses here in America. So yeah, it would have to be like the new Burger King diet menu where he like throws fat people's trays down and he tells them stop being fat asses and eat from the new Burger King diet menu. Will Ferrell number 1 asks, do you watch the Smartbusters? Yes, good wrestling channel, easy to watch videos, fun to watch videos. They are hilarious. I like these guys. Go watch them if you haven't already. RedWolf316 asks, if Daniel Bryan was around the WWE in 2002 or 2003 and was one of the most over with the yes chant, do you think Triple H would have buried him during his reign of terror? Oh yeah, because if your name wasn't Shawn Michaels, you were going to get buried. Just the bottom line, simple truth. Like, Triple H, he wouldn't bury Shawn Michaels. If you notice that Triple H and Shawn Michaels feud, they always try to make themselves look grand and luxurious. He would never bury his friend Shawn Michaels, but it didn't matter how over you are. If you thought you were better than Triple H would bury the fuck out of you and show you who the boss was. Because at the time, there was no filter for him. He was getting married to Stephanie at the time. They were fucking engaged. He had all the power in the fucking world. He felt like the company was on his shoulders because Vince was always on his ass. So he felt like he needed to deliver the best type of main event. And Triple H thought he was the best for business at the time. He felt he was the guy that made sense to be this long reigning heel champion. I mean, fucking A, man. I bet you so many WCW fans did not give a fuck when Goldberg won the belt. I bet you so many WCW fans, like, when Goldberg won at Unforgiven, they were like, I don't give a fuck that he won because he got buried at SummerSlam so bad. One sledgehammer stopped fucking Goldberg. I've seen Goldberg go through hell and back, and that's the thing that stops him the most. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Triple H would have buried Daniel Bryan at, like, Vengeance or something. Like, not even a big pay-per-view he would bury him at. He would bury him at, like, a B show. That's what Triple H would have done during the Reign of Terror. Carson Lopez asks, have you heard any news of when Global Force Wrestling will begin? Not any news of when they will begin, but they are promoting New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom January 4th, 2015 at the Tokyo Dome. So they're doing that. Like, they're promoting that pay-per-view. I don't know if that's the start of the company. I don't know. But they're promoting that pay-per-view. So look it up for more details. I don't know all the details myself. I'm kind of confused if that's their first pay-per-view or if they're just co-promoting it. The Gochi Man asks, what if John Cena squashed Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania in under 5 minutes at an arena filled with a smart audience? After that, litter the ring with trash? Oh, yeah. The fans would throw trash in the ring. I think some fans would just be like, fuck this shit. I'm not even going to watch Cena celebrate with the belt. I'm walking up the stands. I'm gone. Yeah. Fans would be pissed off, and the YouTube videos would be very, very fucking interesting. That's for sure. Matt Gochi asks, what if Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner came back to the WWE and then joined the Breakfast Club? What makes you think that they would let them in the Breakfast Club? That's the first point, Matt Gochi. Like, here's the thing, Matt. The Breakfast Club is special for the people who are in it for a reason. Jeff Jarrett, he might be the Breakfast Club mid-carder, but that's about it. Scott Steiner, he would be the comic relief in the Breakfast Club. So really, to be honest, there's no point in them being in the Breakfast Club. Their careers wouldn't be better for it. They would be fine on their own without the Breakfast Club. That's just the bottom line. There's no point in adding more members to the Breakfast Club. It's already as great as it is because of who's in it. Why make it even greater? Well, adding Jeff Jarrett to it would actually downgrade it a little bit because his politics are really, really bad. But adding Scott Steiner to it would balance it out. So why even try to make it better when it's already great as it is? Jake Loomis asks, do you hope Global Force Wrestling to be good? Oh, yeah. I hope any wrestling company that ends up on TV to be good. Because that means there's more opportunities for other people out there. It means Vince McMahon may have to step up his game and actually put on a good product. You know, I like it when there's a place for guys and girls to work. You know, like you can't always work in the WWE. Sometimes there's not opportunities for you. Sometimes WWE just loses track of you. Sometimes you get released for no fucking reason. You want another place to go. You always want an option B. And if Global Force can become an option B and become a big company, yeah, I hope it succeeds. Even though I may think it might be a Jeff Jarrett-centric company, but yeah, I hope it does succeed. Joe Juicy asks, what's your favorite TNA theme song? The I Am AJ Styles one with the screen going, I am. That's my favorite TNA theme song. Just because that was just like the song you would always hear if you're a TNA fan. You know, it solidified the number one guy. That was like the number one guy's theme song. It was just like, that's who you knew the number one guy was AJ fucking Styles when you heard that theme. So that's why it's my favorite TNA theme song. Like, I don't have a lot of wrestling themes on my iPod, but I do have the AJ Styles theme song. That's one of my favorite TNA themes. Mr. Juicy asks, what if WWE had the Bellas fighting a Hell in a Cell match instead of giving it to Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins? Oh, God. We know Chase Bolivar would love that because he's been promoting that. See, there's two sides of me. One side of me says, boy, I hope they do that because think of the train wreck material and how much I could bash the WWE and how humorous it would be to see these two bitches go at it inside of Hell in a Cell. How bad that Hell in a Cell would be if these two bitches were wrestling inside of that damn structure. How fucking hilarious would that shit be? There's one side of me that, you know, the humorous side of me in wrestling that would love to fucking see that. But then the other side of me, the serious fan inside of me is just saying, really, WWE? You couldn't do more than one Hell in a Cell? You really have to give the fucking Bella sluts their Hell in a Cell over Dean Ambrose and Seth fucking Rollins? Over your two hot, young superstars? Instead of giving it to them, you gave it to these two broads who, let's face it, they're only successful because they're both sleeping with the top guys in the company. The only reason why the Bellas have all the security and job and opportunities that they have is because they're fucking John Cena. Well, one of them is fucking John Cena. You get the idea. John Cena has Nikki Bella's back, and thus, if he has Nikki Bella's back, he has Brie Bella's back. And not only that, Brie Bella is dating Daniel Bryan. That's why Brie Bella has had the opportunities that she's had. They've had all these opportunities because the WWE overexposes these fucking Bellas. I will defend the Bellas and say, yes, they have come back and improved in the ring. No doubt about that. But other than that, there's nothing redeeming about them. They can't act. They can't cut promos. They are very boring. The Bellas are very boring. And if you give these two bitches a Hell in a Cell over two hot young superstars, that'd be fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Because the match will be fucking bad. Like I said, the humor side of me would laugh how bad the match could be. But it's just like, seriously, the match would be fucking bad. You ruined a simple storyline. The Bella versus Bella storyline writes it fucking self. Yeah, you guys overcomplicated it. How do you overcomplicate a feud with two twin sisters? Ah. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. I'm sorry I went on that tangent. But it would be the dumbest decision WWE has done in a while. And you will definitely see how bad wrestling has been in 2014 if that shit did happen. But like I said, the humor side of me would kind of want to see it just because it'd be a funny show to rip on in a review, to be honest. And it would just be funny trying to see these girls work inside the hell of it. So, just two different sides of me, two different opinions. So, Greg Toomer asked, if Rusev doesn't encounter John Cena in the future, then do you think Rusev could be a world champion in the future? Oh yeah, if he avoids Cena somehow, he definitely could be a world champion. I don't know how legit you could take him because he never beat the guy in John Cena, but yeah, he could definitely become a world champion, be a perfect summertime world heavyweight champion that babyface has to stop. 2 or 3 month title reign, yeah, give it to him. John Cool asked, what did you think TNA should do to get respect from the IWC? Nothing. They already did it. They put Dixie Carter through the table. Whoopee! That was a big TNA moment, right, guys? TNA is getting better, and look where it is now. Hasn't gotten any better. Like I said, I'll make my TNA video next week. Just want to finish up reviewing all the Bound for Glories on this channel. If you watch my Bound for Glory reviews, John Cool, you'll kind of see where I stand with TNA today. So, you just watch those videos. 2007 should be up on Saturday, and 2008 should be up on Sunday, I believe. Yeah, that's when I will upload those videos. So, make sure you guys watch my Bound for Glory reviews. I did 2006, and hoping that more people would watch that video, just to kind of get my opinions on the show out there. So, there you go. Josh Chambers asks, do you think WWE should stop having John Cena face up against young guys and up-and-comers since he continues not to put them over? No. Because if a young guy and up-and-comer can't beat the guy, how can I take that guy seriously? Like, if Roman Reigns never defeats John Cena, I can't take Roman Reigns seriously. Because here's the thing. John Cena is the guy. He's been the guy for 10-plus years. And if no one can beat the guy, if someone's going on a year-long title reign and he can't beat fucking John Cena, how can I take this motherfucker seriously? You have to beat John Cena to be taken as a big deal in the WWE, especially for the casual audiences. I mean, us internet wrestling fans, we will say this guy is a future star no matter what. They don't have to beat John Cena. But for the casual fans out there that are watching this product, you want to see the best fall. You want to see the best in John Cena fall to a younger star. It's just like when you watch boxing or MMA. Anderson Silva, when he was on his long title reign, how many motherfuckers wanted to see Anderson Silva fall? So many people, because you wanted to see if someone else could do it. And if Chris Weidman beat, like, let's just say some random fuck for the middleweight title, and they were avoiding Anderson Silva because Anderson Silva was out for a long period of time injury, and Chris Weidman was champion, and Anderson Silva was just sitting at home still as champion, you wouldn't take Chris Weidman seriously, would you? You wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. You have to beat the guy. I can get where people are saying you don't want these up-and-comers to face John Cena because you're afraid that they're going to get buried. But at the end of the day, you have to beat them. If you want to succeed and be considered a top guy in the casual viewer's eyes, you have to beat John fucking Cena. So if you keep having your younger guys take a separate road to get to the top without beating John Cena, they're never going to be big stars because they're not beating the biggest star in the WWE. It's just the truth. You know, in the Attitude Era, they were lucky to have 2 big stars in The Rock and Stone Cold that they could have guys feud with, and Rock can put over this one guy, and Stone Cold could put over this one guy. Nowadays, you just have John Cena. I mean, Roman Reigns beat Randy fucking Orton. No one's making a big deal of how that was a huge win for his fucking career. Randy Orton's a former 12-time world champion. That just shows how big of a deal John Cena is. If you beat John Cena, you are the guy. So no, man, you can't tiptoe across John Cena. You can't make these guys credible if they don't beat John Cena. Simple bottom line fact. Slapnuts 2000 asks, what do you think of the Mexicools? Didn't really care for them all that much. Glad Super Crazy got a run out of it. I've always liked Super Crazy. Thought he was very underrated. Didn't think he got as much love as he did in WCW, but I'm so fucking happy that fucking Super Crazy got some rub. So that was a good thing about the Mexicools. And also Psychosis got some TV time. I mean, Psychosis back in the day was sick, but, you know, it was nice to see him in WWE. And Juventud got a contract, so. And it was good that those guys got a contract, but I didn't really care for their group all that much. Jay Walker asks, what would your reaction be if Scott Steiner got both the Bellas and Cedric McMahon pregnant in real life? Scott Steiner's a fucking legend. And please, and pissed off Triple H, John Cena, and Daniel Bryan be. Oh, how pissed off would they be? Why would Daniel Bryan, Triple H, and John Cena be pissed off? John Cena cheats on his girls all the fucking time. So if anything, John Cena would condemn Nikki Bella for being a woman and having sex with a great man like Scott Steiner. Why would Cena be pissed off? He's not attached to Nikki Bella. He's just dating her. It's not like they're married. So who fucking cares? Daniel Bryan, he would have all his little independent nerd friends talk about how sweet it is that Scott Steiner impregnated Bria, and Daniel Bryan would say, yeah, that is pretty sweet that Scott Steiner impregnated my life. Ha ha ha! Triple H? Why would Triple H be upset if Stephanie pops up a baby boy? Triple H would just take full claim of that baby boy and inject his own blood into it. And thank Scott Steiner for it. So they wouldn't be pissed off, my man. They wouldn't be pissed off whatsoever. The Real Hill asks, what was your favorite moment in TNA in 2006? Kurt Angle headbutting Samoa Joe. Because what better way to get you excited for a huge match down the line than that fucking shit? Oh my god, dude. That was just fucking awesome. Kurt Angle's debut was definitely one of the best TNA debuts in a long ass fucking time. Final Limits asks, do you think NXT wrestlers, mainly new signed guys like Kenta and the Vet, belongs in NXT and should avoid going to the main roster so they don't get fed to Cena? Why would they want to stay on NXT? Final Limits, I understand you hate John Cena. I know why. We've talked about this many times on Facebook. But here's the thing. If you're a professional wrestler in the business known as the WWE, you're not making money in NXT. You want to be on the road on the main roster. Kenta's like 33. Finn Balor / Prince Devitt is like 30. These guys are not young people. They want to make the main roster. They want to feud with a John Cena. Because, see, who's the guy that will make you the most money feuding with them? John fucking Cena. You want to feud with the guy who will make you the most dollar signs, and dollar signs. Why try to avoid the guy who's going to make you more money in the long run? Why? So what? You get buried because of it. Hey, they're not going to complain when they're cashing in that fucking check. They're not complaining when Vince McMahon writes extra zeros on their check. That's why RVD was talking about when he was returning. He would love to feud with all the top guys that can make him money. Because RVD knows, fuck, I got to make some fucking mean cash. No, it makes no sense for these guys to fucking stay in NXT. Why would you want these guys to stay down in NXT and make less money so they can put on a good match every once in a while? Like, dude, no. I want them to succeed and make as much money and live healthy lives after wrestling as well. Prince Devitt has already said he would love to feud with John Cena. That's the big feud. You know, yeah, they would get fed to Cena. They get buried by Cena. And that's going to suck. But for them, as professionals, they view it as a good thing. I don't know why. They just do. Because they're not complaining when they're cashing in that check to the bank. That's just the bottom line. You're not complaining when you get extra zeros added to your bank account. You aren't. So, I know you don't like Cena Final Limits. I get what you're saying. But just understand, as a professional wrestler, moving up on the ranks, you wouldn't want to stay down in NXT making less dough. You want more zeros and more dough in that bank account. At the end of the day, wrestling's a business. And you have to make money somehow. Just the truth. Bubblegum Flavor Stories asks, what if the Nexus made their debuts the night after Survivor Series 2001 on the Raw? Who do you think they would have attacked? Oh, they would have attacked Vince McMahon if the Nexus would have debuted. Because McMahon would have came out and be like, I got rid of the Alliance crap. And then all of a sudden, the Nexus surrounds the ring. It's like when Vince McMahon thought he got rid of one powerful faction, here comes the Nexus, and they take out Vince McMahon. Be a good storyline. Then you would have it where you don't know if Stone Cold's with WWF or the Nexus. It would pretty much be the same storyline as the Invasion storyline, except not as bad. Hopefully, maybe not as bad. Probably just as bad. Who knows? We would have to wait and see if that ever happened. Sherwell Horror asks, why are there no pedestrian kids and teenagers on any of the GTA games? You know, I just think it's like, you know, Rockstar doesn't want to support that type of violence. You know, I remembered, you know, when GTA 5 was first announced, there was talks about adding kids in the game. I mean, don't you all remember that trailer where it shows like the kid and the girl having their birthday party? Like, there's talks of adding kids to the game, and I think the main reason why there's no kids is just because they don't want to support child violence, or, you know, have kids think like, oh, it's okay for me to walk down the street and punch this little kid because I did it in GTA. Because when kids and young teenagers play that game, play those type of games, some teenagers and kids' minds, they are not wired right. They could think that it's okay to do these types of actions. And so maybe that's why there's no kids and teenagers. Like, I remember, like, PETA freaked the fuck out when GTA 5 announced that they had fucking dogs in the game. Like, PETA freaked out about GTA adding animals to the fucking game, man. Could you imagine so many people were freaked out when the kids were at it? I might have to, like, do some little Google research, Shoro. You know, maybe we can private message on YouTube back and forth the reasons why, and I can send you, like, an article that I found of why there's no kids and pedestrians. I might have to do a little bit more research on that, but I think the main reason why is they don't want to support child or condone violence. And also, you know, with the Columbine shooting that happened many years ago, and, you know, school shootings that are happening, they don't want to support that it's okay for you to walk on a campus or shoot like teenagers just because you did it in a video game. That's why there's also no high schools in the GTA games, because they don't want to support that type of things. Like, if you go to the university in the GTA game, you'll see there's like no one on the campus. Like, no one's on the campus. It's like once you exit by the tennis courts on the campus, it's just like then you start seeing people, but no one's on the fucking campus whatsoever. So I just think they just don't want to support that type of violence, you know. Hell, PETA's getting on their fucking asses for putting dogs in the fucking game. Can you imagine how many parents would get on their asses for putting kids and teenagers that you could kill in the game? Oh, Jesus, it'd be bad. And GTA already has so much fucking shit on them already. You know, so many people already rag on GTA for the stupidest things. Why the fuck would they want to get ragged on more? Lona Lol asks, why do ant bites hurt, and do they bite or sting? They mostly sting after they bite you. Like, the ants bite you, but it stings afterwards. And it's because the ants, it's red ants. It's not regular ants, man. It's just red ants. Red ants have like a certain poison in them, but it's not like a serious type of poison. It's just like a minor poison that makes your skin feel very rough and edgy. So that's why they hurt, and it makes your skin sting. Science class way long ago, I wanted to become a biology major at some point. So that's how I know this type of stuff sometimes. I'm not really that smart when it comes to science, but I do remember learning about the ant bites because we had a long discussion about it in class. Lino Gino asks, what if you were black? Would you be proud of your race, or would you hate yourself and wish you were white? I'm proud that I'm white, so why wouldn't I be proud if I was black? I'd be proud, man. I wouldn't care. Who cares what my skin color is? I'll still be me. Little Fish asks, Q&A, which girl from Girl Meets World do you like more, Maya or Riley? I like Riley because she's trying to learn the world. And I also find Riley kind of funny sometimes. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is she doing? She's doing some weird-ass shit. Like, I get why more older people do like Maya, because she does remind people of Sean, the troublemaker girl with problems in life that you can kind of relate to. But with Riley, she's trying to learn. And I like Corey because he was trying to learn, you know, the problems in life, too. I mean, Corey had a good life at home. He didn't have any problems except that his dad wouldn't buy him like a super soaker or take him to a baseball game or something. You know, his problems were never as serious as other kids' problems. And when he learned about those other kids' problems, he was like, man, I feel bad for that guy. So that's why I like Riley too, because it's just like, you know, she's just like Corey. She has a good life at home and she's trying to learn the world. Piotr Nelton asks, what if Randy Orton would have won the WWE title back in 2002? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. He would have got buried right away. I don't know how he would have won the title back then, man. I mean, seriously, there's so much talented guys. Why would you even give it to Orton? Yeah, his career wouldn't have been as successful. I'll say that, because I don't think he would have survived in that main event scene as a rookie, man. A 22-year-old Randy Orton trying to survive back then? No way. Jack Trice asks, who is the biggest problem in the WWE? Kevin Dunn, Vince McMahon, or Big John Cena? Vince McMahon. Because he's the one who kept Kevin Dunn around, and he's the one that has told people to push John Cena and lets John Cena do whatever the fuck he wants. So it's Vince McMahon. Randy Bussetti asks, why did you stop reviewing TNA shows? You'll find out when I do the TNA video next week. But in the meantime, you can watch my Bound for Glory reviews. Those are TNA shows that I'm reviewing right now, because I find those shows more entertaining than the current TNA product. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. So, yeah, you will see in the video that I make next week on my channel why I stopped reviewing TNA. Brony Loney asks, Q&A, what missions in GTA San Andreas gave you the hardest time and annoyed you the most? Oh, any Zero mission. Zero was just so fucking annoying, especially that plane one where you have to, like, fly the fucking plane and attack the carriers. Holy fucking shit. Like, I will destroy all the carriers, and then I can't make it back to zero shop because my fuel is so damn low. That mission pisses me off. And the only reason why I do those missions is because when you have zero shop, it makes good money for you, and it's an extra income source of cash. And when it comes to GTA San Andreas, the more cash, the better. Any GTA game, it's always the more cash, the better. Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asks, is Undertaker officially retired or not? Nah. From what I've heard, he's not officially retired, but he could be there soon. But until we hear from the dead man himself, no, he's not retired yet. John Cook asks, what if Kanye West made a cameo in GTA 5 as a DLC non-playable character? Would you get wasted with him, and would you do it? Oh, yeah, I would do it, especially if he's seeing songs and he's talking about how his mom died all the time and tells me how he interrupted Taylor Swift like that. For sure. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Kanye West is one of my favorites. Like, I would hang out with him in the video game, not in real life, because in real life, I just think it would be boring. But in the video game, it would just be him filming, saying lines of dialogue that'd be funny and entertaining. Justin Side asks, if they had a GTA San Andreas HD remastered version of PS3, would you buy it? Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, I don't think they would have anything like the GTA 5 graphics, but it would still look fucking nice, HD and remastered. So yeah, why not? Yeah, I would buy it. And I love Watermelon 525. Finish off this Q&A asking the question, do you ever get sick and tired of all these Scott Steiner questions on all of your Q&As? No. Because the Scott Steiner questions are funny. That's like some of the more innovative questions. Like, I like when people can think of funny situations with Scott Steiner. You know, it's also because I think a lot of people ask the Scott Steiner questions because of my Scott Steiner and laughter video Q&A that I made. I believe it was like 62. Like, a lot of people liked how I just laughed dying hard at the end of that video because Reed19 just wrote the funniest shit, and I can picture Scott Steiner doing it. I like the Scott Steiner questions because they're innovative, they're funny. Like, you can ask any question, like, but involving other wrestlers, like, what would I do hanging out with Triple H for a day, or what would I do with this wrestler for a day, or this diva for a day, or something like that. Like, you can ask questions about any wrestler. I have no problem with it. You know, the Scott Steiner questions are fun. The questions that annoy me the most, there's not really many questions. Probably the how would you react questions, because I can't really give you my reactions at that moment in time because I'm trying to think of the other questions and how to answer them as well. Those would kind of annoy me a little bit because it's like, well, I don't know how I would react to that at that particular moment. I could tell you, but you want to get my official reaction. And I don't know if the people asking that question want my actual reaction, like, or, you know, just like me telling them how I would react. So those questions would kind of annoy me a bit because I don't know how these people want me to act when I read them or when I answer them. So yeah, but I'm fine with the Scott Steiner questions. I'm fine with any questions. You know, I just like answering questions. Thank you all who sent in questions for the Q&A. Remember, I do these Friday and Tuesday. If you guys like me, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Check out the Bound for Glory reviews on this channel. 2005 and 2006. 07 and 08 will be coming this weekend. Don't worry, WWE fans. I'll do more WWE videos next week as well. So calm down if you're sick and tired of seeing TNA on this channel. But Bound for Glory 2014 is coming up, and I decided to do something special for it because it could be the last Bound for Glory ever. I'll see you all next time. Peace.